many storylines in this game that will affect the game in so many ways. So I can't wait to talk more about it, and we're certainly going to do it throughout the course of the show today. We've got a lot to talk about today. Matt Paulus joins us from JOI in just a moment. We've got headlines at the bottom of the hour. Pete Prisco at the top. Our picks come up in the 5 o'clock hour as well for the first time this year. We're getting you ready for Florida, Miami, and a whole lot more. Man, oh, man, oh, man, this is a good time of year. Is this a great time to be alive or what?
It's unbelievable. I can't wait.
Big Chief Tire Friday. This is 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show. From the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Want more Jags? Subscribe to the 1010XL Jaguars YouTube channel. Looking for more in-depth coverage of the Gators? Subscribe to the 1010XL Gators YouTube channel. Need your FSU fix? Well, subscribe to the 1010XL Seminoles YouTube channel. Your favorite team, one specific location.
Hey, sports fans, it's Hays Carlyon from MyBookie. Embrace the start of football season with MyBookie because it's time to get in on the action before these lines start to move. Take advantage of their live betting, especially if a heavy favorite gets off to a slow start. If you haven't signed up, go to mybookie.ag and register for a free account. Use promo code 1010XL to grab a welcome bonus up to $1,000. Let's take a look at some updated MyBookie lines. The Gators are a 2.5-point underdog in the Swamp against the Canes. The over-under is 54.5 points. FSU is a 17-point favorite against visiting Boston College with an over-under of 50.5. The Jaguars, a 3.5-point underdog at the Dolphins. The over-under is 49 points. There are a ton of cool prop bets as well. Sign up with that promo code 1010XL to claim your deposit bonus. Again, it's a bonus up to $1,000. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie.
Here's Linda Beaver.
Hey, school's in session, and here's today's lesson. We have hundreds of new vehicles. Camrys starting at $329 a month. RAV4s for $349 a month. Tundras as low as $499 a month. And they all come with a 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. That means you and your soon-to-be drivers will be protected for the next 20 years. Plus, every purchase will help fund a teacher's project in our schools. Your next assignment, get to Beaver Toyota St. Augustine. Deadline August 31st. We're here to wow you and our teachers.
Now, the Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Gator Injury Report.
3 Gators will not be suiting up in the Swamp for this Saturday's season opener against Miami. Wide receiver Jaquavion Fraziers with a knee, wide receiver Andy Jean with a wrist, and defensive lineman Jamari Lyons will be missing the whole season with a broken ankle. 4 Gators are listed as questionable. Running backs Cam Carroll and Montreal Johnson, both dealing with knee injuries. Tight end Gavin Hill with an arm, and wide receiver Tank Hawkins with a shoulder. I'm Max Fink with your Gator Injury Report presented by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Former Jaguars corner and first-year head football coach at Duval Charter School at Bay Meadows, K-12, Aaron Beasley here. Are you looking for an A-rated K-12 school prioritizing academics, arts, and athletics? Duval Charter School at Bay Meadows offers a rigorous curriculum to develop strong minds with an additional focus on growing good hearts. DCSB has been an A school for 8 years, and our tuition is free. Now enrolling. Apply at baymeadowscharter.org.
Baloo here for Smoonez Vision. Why Smoonez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smoonez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smoonez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smoonez is fellowship-trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmoonezVision.com today. Care you can see.
Imagine stepping out of your cozy cabin on a crisp fall morning, coffee in hand, a stunning view from your private porch greets you. You spend the day relaxing at the tiki bar or taking a dip in the year-round pool while catching the big game on TV. Welcome to Island Oaks RV Resort, just past McClenny off exit 333. Book your cabin that sleeps 4 to 6 people. A close, affordable getaway with activities for the whole family. Make memories that last at Island Oaks RV Resort. IslandOaksRVResort.com.
Every weekend is a Stone Cold Sports Weekend. Hey, Dan Hicken here. Watch for the Weekend with Dan on YouTube and Facebook, and I'll help you put together your sports weekend. Weekend with Dan brought to you by Stone Core. We do the outdoors better.
Duck Duck Rooter is a full-service plumbing company. They can fix everything from a simple leaky pipe or clogged drain to a large-scale repipe job, serving both commercial and residential customers. When you're stuck, call the Duck. DuckDuckRooter.com.
This is Greg Huntington, a.k.a. The Mangler. I'm on the winning team at Waste Management. WM is the largest sustainability company in North America. If your business needs sustainable environmental services for waste removal and recycling collection, then you can count on the industry leader of WM to deliver results. Your services will be completed in a timely, safe, and eco-friendly manner. Go to WM.com, WM.com, and get signed up today. If anyone can talk trash, it's the Mangler. Go Team WM, and as always, Duval!
We've seen it 1,000 times. Insurance companies using the same tired excuses not to pay. They'll say you're really not hurt, or that your injury is from an old accident. That's why it's so important to hire a law firm who has their own medical experts, who know how to fight excuses with facts. When they bring excuses, we bring the truth. And truth is power. Farah and Farah. Here for you, here for good. Jacksonville.
Tailgate special alert. 3 pounds of marinated chicken, 2 pounds of marinated steak tips, 2 pounds of fresh ground beef, and 2 pounds of homemade sausage for only $80 to feed your crew.
For tasty tips and juicy breasts, choose Southern Steer Butcher.
Blue here for the Blue Crab House, located right off of San Jose. It's on Jewington Creek Road. They've been around since 1996. Indoor-outdoor dining. Also, takeout is available at the Blue Crab House. Open 4:30 to 9, Tuesday through Saturday. Sunday, noon until 9. Remember, Tuesday, $2 margaritas. Wednesday, $1 oyster night. How about the blue crabs? How about my personal favorite, the Canadian snow crabs? Whatever it is that you fancy, you get it right there. The Blue Crab House.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Now back to a Big Chief Tire Friday on The Frangie Show. Big Chief Tire. Visit BigChiefService.com.
Frank Frangie, Hays Carlyon, JJ LaSelva, and our friend Matt Paulus is here from JOI. Did you think there was any chance he wasn't wearing the gear today?
Oh, he's ready.
I mean, he walked in here with the gear. He's even got the red bandage on. Whatever that is on it. He went red on the bandage. Did you see that?
I love it. You guys have a big game, not this week, but don't you host like Bama in week 2? Or is it, who am I thinking? Or is it Michigan maybe? Wisconsin has. It's Bama, isn't it?
Yeah, we got Western Michigan tonight at 9 o'clock for those who want to fall asleep. They can watch that tonight. That's who we have tonight. Yeah. And then I'm a terrible fan. I guess I should know more of who they're playing, but I don't.
I think you guys have a big one next week.
No, it's South Dakota.
Okay.
And then it's Alabama.
Week 3.
There you go.
At Wisconsin.
Kalen DeVore has a problem.
Okay. Yeah. You know what?
Camp Randall.
He hadn't been to Camp Randall, right there.
Watch out, man.
I love Camp Randall. I told you this.
I'd love to see it.
Camp Randall. The fraternities are all like right around it. It's like they took fraternity row.
Yeah.
And they stuck a stadium in the middle of it.
That's
It's of all the. I've told you this before. In my years of doing those colleges, I did those college games for 7 years.
Yeah.
I never did Oregon or Nebraska, but I hit most places with a good crowd. I got to see them, and Wisconsin was as good as any. Let's have all the fraternities and all the parties, and let's take a stadium and put it right in the middle. I mean, isn't it? It's pretty awesome. You look out the broadcast booth, and there's fraternity row.
That's awesome.
You can see from Brussels. Camp Randall's fantastic.
You better know where you're going in that stadium because it's not like you can walk around on one level.
Yeah.
It's like stairs down, stairs, all
that's
over
that's
the
the beauty of college stadiums. I love college
bathroom
stadiums.
tucked underneath stands. You're standing there sideways with your head,
I've always said this: if college stadiums were NFL stadiums, they would have all been renovated 12 times by now. Exactly. All of them, right? I mean, they'd all been antiquated. But for college stadiums, you're just used to it and you go. So how you doing? Good to see. This will be our last one we do with these for a while. So but we've had a blast doing it. So all kind of we've got a lot of things we can talk about. But the first part of the year, I always like to talk to you about the challenges for high school football players when it's 12 trillion degrees.
Yeah, it's pretty terrible.
I mean, it's hot. So, and it seems like it's getting hotter. Mm-hmm. So we ask you this every year, but take us through a little tutorial. What a kid should do. What do you do as a trainer?
Yep.
What coach should know is they get set to play these high school. It's going to be 90 degrees when they kick off those games tonight.
Yeah. So, obviously, like before school starts, coaches have a little bit more flexibility of when they can do their practices, right? So they usually try to go a little bit more earlier in the morning, early in the day to avoid a lot of the heat.
Right.
And then once school starts, they're kind of locked in. Some schools can try to go before school, but most are going to go after school regardless, and that's usually the peak time of the day. So, the biggest thing is us as athlete trainers, we're they're set state standards now for wet ball breeding, which is like basically the humidity and heat factor on the fields. We have to take those, and then if it's above a certain point, it dictates what they can do, whether they can wear full pads, whether they can only wear shells, just helmet. So that's all kind of dictated with a state policy already for that. So it's good and bad, right? So it takes the onus off the athlete trainer. It's just like, okay, the athlete trainer tells them this is what it says, this is what we can do. You have a complaint, take it up with the state, so that kind of helps in that aspect. And then obviously we were just discussing this the other day, some of our teams have turf fields, right? So the turf field's usually running, a couple of degrees hotter than a grass field is, right? So, that's going to dictate where they can practice too for the facilities that have different areas that they can go to. Obviously for kids, athletes in general, staying away from caffeine type stuff, which, and the energy drinks, will help them a lot with avoiding cramping, dehydration while they're out in the heat. If you're thirsty, you're already dehydrated, so you're already behind the game. You kind of got to stay ahead of that. And then the easiest way for an athlete to know whether they're doing well with their hydration is to look at their urine, look at the color. If it's real dark, you're dehydrated. If it's real light, then you're in a good zone, and that's the easiest way for kids to understand where they're at in that spectrum.
And then concussions are obviously such a big part of it as well, particularly for football players. The importance of self-reporting and what to kind of be aware of in terms of symptoms if you did just take a big hit.
Yeah. So, you can try to hide it, but there's more eyes in the stand now that realize what's going on a lot of times too, right? So whether it's, if the athlete, us as athlete training staff on the sidelines didn't see somebody necessarily get hit, coaches are pretty well tuned in, and they understand that it's very important to make sure that's clear. Don't let the kid just say, "Oh, I just got my bell rung," right? So the signs symptoms are blurred vision, dizziness, ringing the ears. You got bad balance. You don't feel good. You feel lethargic. Those types of things. Those are the biggest keys to look for. And then, when you do report it, we have pre-concussion, preseason testing, on a computer where they do, it kind of gives us some numbers to look at, right? And see what their baseline was before they had symptoms. Then they come back, if you think they had a concussion, then we send them to the doctor. Doctor looks at them and then dictates like the steps that you take after that. You really don't test again on the computer until they've been symptom-free for a while and they're able to exercise and do some stuff, and then you can kind of start to retest them and see where they're landing on that scale.
Matt, how do you feel about the Guardian helmets? Are they again, NFL players now have the option of wearing them in games if they choose to. My guess is you're not going to see very many of them. You didn't see them in the preseason, but the option is there. How much do they help? What do you think about them?
Basically it's like a shell on the outside of the helmet, right? It helps absorb some of the shock. I think they have, if I'm not mistaken, these can read the impacts and all that. They have integrated stuff in them. They can read the impacts and stuff. It makes a lot of sense, to offer something like that. As far as wearing them in the game, I have never felt one in my hands, so I really don't know how heavy they feel when you have it on your helmet. So I wouldn't be able to speak to that aspect of it. What I know as much about them is, those kind of came after
I get it.
My time with the NFL when I was at the NFL. But, it's a great idea. I think it's, anything to try to absorb some more of the shock and lessen some of these impacts to these players' heads is I'm all for it.
Should players wear knee braces, in your opinion, playing football?
Yeah, if you have a documented history of an injury, yes, at least for the first year, I would say you should wear it. we get into the prophylactic, you're in college and you watch an offensive line, every person on the offensive line has, custom, functional knee braces on. And then all of a sudden they get drafted and they go to the NFL, and then all of a sudden they don't need that brace anymore. Why? Right? I think it's an interesting thing. I'm sure it's to do with the collective bargaining agreement. They can't tell players they have to wear braces anymore. But, at the college level, they have a little bit more control and they can kind of dictate that. Do I think it's a good idea? You watch some of these plays, like most of the injuries you see are offensive linemen getting rolled up from behind. So like either the tackle, the running backs getting tackled behind them and they fall into them behind. It's usually not anything that they see coming straight on, or even from the side. It's usually stuff from behind. So in my eyes, I think they make a lot of sense for those players. If you're talking about skill players, even defensive line, linebackers, probably not as much. But unless they have a documented, history of ACL injury or something like that, then it would be wise to wear it.
Matt, tell us about the final thing or two, those water breaks. So how long do they last? I mean, how long into the season? How does these mandatory stoppages of high school games, which I think is a good idea.
Yeah. So it's around the 5-minute mark is when they do it.
Of every quarter?
Of every quarter. And that lasts through September.
And they play 12-minute quarters, right?
Right.
Is that right?
So
is it 12 minutes, right?
It's halfway through. Sorry. So it might be 6 minutes for varsity. I was at JV last night. My son's playing JV now. So there's this 10-minute quarters, and it was at 5 minutes.
So it's halfway through.
So it's halfway through the quarter, and then that'll last through September.
Okay. Is that a national thing or just a Florida thing? Or?
That's a great question. I don't know.
Probably
I
an
just
FHSA
know it's been a thing in Florida for at least 10 years now that they've been doing.
So they stop almost like it's a 2-minute warning. They stop the game after a play, right?
Yep.
When you get under 6 minutes, the first dead ball under 6 minutes.
Dead ball, yep. And then they set it aside.
And they give players stop. They get water. The whole.
It's a good 4 or 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So,
right.
Yeah. It's longer than you would think it would be.
And it's critically important, right? I mean, as a trainer, you would never see him not do that.
Right. Now, you get into the weird situations, right? So last week at Bishop Kenny, it was like blowing, it was blowing pretty hard.
Yeah.
It was overcast. It actually felt beautiful out, right? It was like, it was probably in the 80s still. Did they need to do it then? Probably not, but they're mandated to do it, right?
Yeah.
But then yesterday we were at Bowls and it was like 1,000 degrees.
It was hot yesterday.
They probably should have did 2 a quarter.
Right.
But so it's a good rule to have in place just to prevent people from not doing them at all. Not at least realizing how hot it is and taking a break. But I think they're a great thing to do.
Final question. You said that more fields are going to artificial turf. The Gateway in the next 2 or 3 years or 4 or 5 years, all the Gateway schools will have artificial turf. Already Episcopal and Bowles and Providence University all have them. I think now they've got it to where the injuries are about the same. What I'm told is, do you agree with that? It's no more dangerous than grass, which wasn't always the case. I think the technology says you're in no more danger now for injury. Do you agree with that?
Yes, I think you see different things, if that makes sense. So, like, we see a lot of turf burns, obviously, with that, and then those little rubber pellets. A lot of those get in eyes.
Okay.
Wow. So that's kind of been
okay.
I wouldn't say it's.
I hear you.
A huge number, but those are more the things you see now. That it's not necessarily. Oh, did I think he hurt himself because he was on turf? No, it's more that scrape on his knee is from the turf for sure, and then
but ACLs, ankles, stuff like that.
Not
now
really.
It's about the same. Isn't it?
I mean they're
closer to it.
I mean they feel pretty. I mean they feel if you walk on Bermuda grass and you walk on a turf field, they feel pretty similar.
We have all the turf at our new baseball park, and the technology is such now that it's really not much different.
Yeah.
I mean, honest to God, it's really not much different.
And that's where I find it amazing is baseball fields going to that, even on the infields. You would think that wouldn't be. Mm-hmm. You would think with how hard the ball's coming off the bat, the bat and everything, that would be problematic, but it hasn't been. I think it's been pretty good, and that's just the technology keeps improving with these fields every year.
Amazing stuff. Matt Paulus is from JOI. I would love having you in here, and Go Badgers tonight.
Go Badgers.
You guys going to win?
I'll be a fan for at least the first half.
Yeah.
I get that. I get.
You guys going to beat the Eagles in Brazil next Friday?
Oh
Week
yeah,
from
Packers.
tonight.
Yeah, that should be an interesting
night,
one.
huh?
Yeah, it should be a good one. We'll see. I guess the Packers don't have a kicker right now, so they already signed somebody off of somebody's practice squad the other day. So who knows how
Jordan Love hangs 35.
You're not going to need a kicker.
Yeah, we don't need a kicker. We just go for 2, right?
Matt Paulus, Matt, thanks, buddy. We appreciate it.
All right, thanks, guys.
JOI. When we come back, Hays has headlines. Stay with us.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Hi, folks. I'm Frank Frangie for Ricketts Electric. Now, any good lineup needs power. When I needed a power connection for our new Walk-Off Charities baseball park, I found the perfect partner in Ricketts Electric. You're going to love these guys, I'm telling you. The Ricketts family has been providing commercial and residential electric service for years. So call my buddy Zach Ricketts today at 904-320-5960, and you can find them on Facebook as well. You will trust them. That's Ricketts Electric, the city's best power connection. Call them today at 320-5960.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
Hey, folks, if you're looking for an automobile, this summer, happiness is a brand new Chevy, like a new Chevy Silverado from Nimnick Chevrolet. This month, you can save up to $10,000 off a new Silverado. For well-qualified buyers, you can get rates as low as 1.9% financing on all new Silverado 1500 models. With the largest inventory on the ground, outstanding cash incentives, and the best price guarantee, your perfect truck is waiting for you at Nimnick Chevrolet. Now remember, Nimnick will always give you top dollar for your trade, and for a limited time, up to an additional $2,250 in trade assistance. What a great deal that is. And ask about our demo models for even deeper discounts. Shop online 24/7 at nimnickchevy.com or visit the dealership, conveniently located at the corner of Park and Cassett. Who's got more new Silverados at the best prices? Nobody but Nimnick.
Joe C for Hard Rock Bet. It's the sports book for every kind of player. Straightforward, simple enough for the first-time bettor, but built with all the features experienced players expect. Plus, try it now. If your first bet doesn't hit, you'll get a bonus bet back up to $100. Easy deposits and fast withdrawals. PayPal, Venmo, and more. All you have to do to get started is download the Hard Rock Bet app. Go online, hardrock.bet. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
You don't have to be a football star to get a signing bonus. The team at Republic Services needs your skills, and they're paying up to $5,000 for you to join the roster. You'll be joining a winner. As an essential business, the Republic Services trucks have not stopped rolling with hourly and weekly pay and better benefits and vacation packages than the rest of the league. Driver trainees, $1,000 sign-on bonus. CDL drivers, $3,000. Diesel mechanics, $5,000 bonus. Join the winning team at Republic Services today. Visit republicservices.com.
Equal opportunity employer.
These are the last days for Monahan Jewelers store-wide 50 to 60% off sale. These are the biggest savings we could possibly offer with everything on display, discounted 50 to 60% off, ending Saturday, August 31st. We bought so much brand new jewelry that we need to make room for it, and the only way to do that is to give you huge deals at 50 to 60% off everything. And the sale ends Saturday, August 31st. Diamond jewelry, colored gemstones, gold chains, everything on display is 50 to 60% off at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
It's all about the beautiful game. The Sporting Jack Soccer Hour. From national teams to youth soccer on the First Coast. Join Cole Pepper, Mauricio Ruiz, and Becky Burley for Soccer Talk. Tuesday at 6 p.m. on 10:10 a.m.
Jags fans, a new Everbank Performance account could be your ticket to London this October. Through the Everbank London Getaway, one lucky winner and a guest will receive round-trip airfare, hotel accommodations, and a pair of tickets to see the Jags play in London. To learn more and for official rules, visit everbank.com/London. No person necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of 50 United States and D.C. 18 or older. Entry period for the Everbank London Getaway Sweeps is from 8/5/24 to 9/5/24. To enter and for official rules, alternate method of entry, prize description, odds of winning, and other details, visit everbank.com/London. Sponsor and administrator, Everbank N.A.
Hey, it's Matt Hays, and there's nothing quite like the ease and breeze of First Coast summers. Unless, that is, you have a clogged drain or your hot water heater doesn't work. But that's where the experts at Fenwick Home Services have you covered. Fenwick offers 24/7 same-day service and can fix any plumbing problem you have. With free same-day estimates and guaranteed repairs, the pros at Fenwick Home Services get the job done right and get it done right the first time. You can also save on future emergencies with $50 off any repair. Click it or call day or night. FenwickHomeservices.com.
Veterans, did you know VA mortgage rates have plummeted and you can now access up to 100% of your home's equity and turn that into cash right now? Hey, it's Roger Moore, President and CEO of Loan Pronto, announcing our VA Equity Advantage program. This VA offer can get you $50,000, $70,000, $100,000 cash out with no junk fees and no hassle. With APRs in the 5s, you can pay off all those credit cards, personal loans, car loans, and get one easy-to-manage payment. Veterans we help save on average $850 per month. And listen, if you're a veteran with a current mortgage rate over 6.25%, we can do a streamlined refinance with no income verification and no appraisal, saving you hundreds a month. At Loan Pronto, we respect what you've done for our country, and we show it. Call now and ask about our special VA Equity Advantage program. 904-999-1508. 904-999-1508. LoanPronto.com. 904-999-1508.
Equal housing lender. NMLS 166-1781. Subject to lender approval. NMLS consumeraccess.org.
This is Keith Scott with Veterans Wholesale Cabinets. We are Northeast Florida's cabinet experts and your best option to elevate your home improvement project for both homeowners and contractors, and attention to detail to every project. VeteransWholesaleCabinets.com.
This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, head team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jags, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
Even after getting a decent grasp on the new kickoff after 3 preseason games, there's still a lot of mystery surrounding the play. During preseason, teams ran the most basic variations of the kickoff, so once the regular season begins, creative variations of how the new kickoff can be executed will occur. Here's special teams coordinator Heath Farwell on the unknowns of the play.
There's going to be some unknowns, and how do we handle those things, and how do we adjust to those things? So, because there's a lot of unknowns, I'm looking across the league, teams, kick returns, and even kickoff schemes. There's things I haven't even shown them. So we're learning as we go across the league, just like everybody else is doing. Everyone's doing the exact same thing. I think we're gonna learn so much every week.
I'm Max Fink with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars update.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Gather round. It's Hays' Headlines, presented by Harrell & Harrell. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Hear all about it. Here's Hays Carlyon.
Welcome back to the Frangie Show. Frank Frangie, JJ LaSelva. I'm Hays Carlyon. Thank you to our friends at Harrell & Harrell. Give them a call at 251-1111. I will be heading to the swamp tomorrow with Holt Harrell and his lovely wife. Can't
that's
wait.
Gonna be a blast.
Yeah.
I hope the Gators give you not less than you deserve.
They better.
Yeah, the Gators, we'll sue them.
Yeah,
We'll sue
we've
them
endured some tough times, so it would be nice if the Gators play well tomorrow. We shall see. 23 hours away from kickoff, so it is getting close. But we are going to start today with the Jaguars. Frank, the hunt is out. Another fantastic episode. A couple things that stood out to me. Loved what Shad said to the team. It was really cool. I thought that they put that in there, ownership speaking to the team before training camp. And then how cool was the sideline reaction to Brian Thomas's 41-yard catch against the Chiefs and seeing all the star offensive talent on the sideline really going out of their minds.
I'm glad you started with that. I was going to get to it. And I say this listen, they're all my friends. That whole digital department, I know them well. They're some of my close friends. I work closely with them in radio, so I'm biased when I say this. Patrick Cavanaugh, Dave DeCandis, his whole team over there. I mean, Trent, Gabby, all of them. You can't imagine how good that is if you haven't seen it. It is a Netflix level documentary.
Without a doubt.
It is Netflix level, 30 for 30 level documentary on. It covers all of training camp. It covers all the preseason games. It takes you behind the scenes with players and their families. To Hays' point, seeing how close-ups on how players are excited for other players like Brian Thomas Jr. The best part is it takes you into the team meetings. When they have this big meeting room that's like an auditorium, There's cameras in the team meeting. Shad's comment. I'll tell you what Shad said. I don't want to ruin it for you. But this will be a teaser. But Shad was quoted in the media as saying, "It's time to win now. No more fooling around or whatever." Shad got up there and said, I was quoted as saying, "It's time to win now." Let me be clear. I was not misquoted. That's what he said. I was not misquoted. It is time to win now. And it's numerous times it has Doug talking to the team. It was real. I mean, it was really. We saw these movies with the coach who's talking to his players and their actors. I can't tell you. I'm overwhelmed by how good it was. I mean, if you love the Jaguars, if I'm a Vikings fan, maybe I'm not all caught up in it. You know what I mean? Because a lot of teams do it. But if it's our team, man, oh man, is it good. If you haven't watched The Hunt yet, go watch The Hunt. I mean, you will be ready for the season. And you're right. That was to your point, that was one of the coolest parts when Brian Thomas Jr., although the way they were fist pumping everything for him.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And Jaguars roster news, there is a new quarterback in town that played at UCF. But no, alas, it is not our beloved Blake Bortles. John Reese Plumlee has been signed to the practice squad. Plumlee was with the Steelers in camp after signing as an undrafted free agent. So a new young quarterback for Doug Peterson to develop.
Got a question, and I don't know is it Reese or Rice?
Oh, I thought it was Reese.
I don't know. I don't know. Here, as a play-by-play guy, I got to learn it.
But hopefully you won't have to learn.
Well, right. But I really, John. I thought it was John Rice.
It might be.
But whatever it is, he's a really athletic player. Started his career at Ole Miss, transferred to UCF, and was a good player. He's a really athletic quarterback. I mean, remember, he played some wide receiver. Mm-hmm. He played a lot of wide receiver at Ole Miss. By the time he got to UCF, he was a quarterback. But he's a pretty good little player, good college player. And my guess is, would not surprise, and I don't know this, if he ever made the 53 for whatever reason, he's one of these guys that could be your quarterback and a gunner. I mean, I'm serious about that. He's a guy that could play. He could be a slot receiver and a quarterback. One of those type guys. There's not many of those in the league, but they come along every now and then. These very athletic guys, they can be quarterback and something else, and he's one of them.
It's Rice, by the way.
It is Rice. Yeah,
it's Rice. Okay, I apologize.
John Rice Plumlee. But the point is, he's a guy that could do. I mean, I'm not all that intrigued when they add the third quarterback, fourth quarterback. With him, I am.
Well, it is intriguing because Mac Jones is only going to be here this season, and then he's going to move on as a free agent. So, and the Jaguars aren't going to invest a draft pick in a quarterback. Why would you do that? So Plumlee really does have a chance here to, make an impression over this year and maybe be looked upon as a possible in-house option to whoever is going to be the backup to Trevor next year. So it does make sense from his standpoint for this to be the right destination for him for his development. So best of luck to John Rice Plumlee. Let's get it to around the NFL. Dolphins give head coach Mike McDaniel an extension through the 2028 season. Obviously, the Dolphins will host the Jaguars in Week 1. The 41-year-old McDaniel is 20-14 overall with Miami, 0-2 in the playoffs.
I think he's a pretty good coach.
He is a good coach.
I think he's a pretty good coach. I think he's today's coach, offensive-minded. He can relate to players. I think he's a good coach. It's unusual to see an extension. This isn't a college guy. You have to extend him to make recruiting work. So it's unusual to see this at the NFL level. But yeah, I think they found a good coach in Miami, and I think good for him.
The Brandon Ayuk saga is over. We have talked about this many times on headlines, and it is now official. The 49ers reached a lucrative extension with Ayuk that will pay him an average of $30 million per year.
Yeah, you know what? What a saga that was. Much ado about nothing at the end of the day. I'll give him credit. He stood his ground and got a bunch of dough. Now, I read some places where it's the same offer he could have had 3 weeks ago. I don't know if that's true or not, but whether he could have had it before or not, he got paid. This isn't a 50-year option, bro. This is the guy that got paid.
And I think it's smart that he was able to stay in San Francisco.
Me too.
I mean, Shanahan makes those guys look good. I mean, they're certainly talented, but it's a fantastic scheme. And so if you're Brandon Ayuk, and you go to the Patriots or, the Steelers, are you really going to be in an offense that's going to be as explosive schematically as what you have in San Francisco? And the answer is probably no. So smart of Brandon Ayuk to stay put and be a 49er long term. One receiver that will not be available for Week 1 Andy Reid, the Kansas City Chiefs coach, ruled out Hollywood Brown for the Ravens game. Again, that's 6 days away, so they're closer to it than a lot of teams. But that Thursday night game, obviously Hollywood Brown suffered the rib chest injury in the preseason game here against the Jaguars. Reed said he's progressing well, but is not going to be ready to play against the Ravens.
First play of the game, I think. Either the first play of the game or one of the first plays of the game, he was hurt here. He's going to help them, by the way. The ability to stretch the field that they had in volume with Tyreek Hill that I'm not sure they've had since Hays. I think he gives them. So I think that it hasn't mattered. They keep winning Super Bowls, but that has been a missing piece, I think. With that big arm he's got, you get a guy that can run down the field, and I think Hollywood Brown, when healthy, will give him that.
I do, too. I think he's going to have a nice year once he is healthy in Kansas City. Let's get to college football. Big recruiting news around here. Mandarin 5-star receiver Jamie French chooses Texas. French had previously been committed to Alabama. He is considered a top 25 overall prospect in the class.
Yeah, they think he'll be one of the great ones to come out of here. We've had some great players come out of Jacksonville, but he's supposed to be one of the great ones to come out of here. I was surprised. I don't follow recruiting, but was Texas a leader for him? Because I don't follow it, but
he was committed to Alabama. I think he chose Texas over Miami and Tennessee.
For the last couple months, I've been hearing a lot of Texas.
Okay, so yeah. I didn't know that, but hey, good for them. He's been a great player.
It's interesting because Texas hasn't really. I can't think of a player that is signed with Texas from here.
I wondered if he would wind up at Florida State because the quarterback's going there. And Tramel Jones.
Yeah.
So I wondered if because of that, and again, I don't follow recruiting close, nor do I pretend to.
Right.
So I don't want to act like I know more than I do. I don't know very much. But I just assumed that at least the Knowles would be in play because the quarterback's going there. But he's a big-time player, and whoever got him is going to get a good one.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And good for the Longhorns to open up that pipeline here in Northeast Florida. I don't know if you watched college football last night, but Travis Hunter was incredible in Colorado's narrow 31-26 win over North Dakota State. He had 7 catches for 132 yards and 3 touchdowns, including a spectacular 3-yard scoring grab. Oh, by the way, he played corner the whole game, too.
The whole game. He is a really good player. I'm not sure Colorado's very good. I'm not sure their lines of scrimmage are good again, or I think they may be not good again. I know North Dakota's got a good team, but still, they were like, and it's a terrible decision by Shedeur Sanders to throw the ball late in the game instead of running out the clock. It almost got him beat. We all know that story by now if you watch the game. But Travis Hunter is good, and Sanders is good too now. He's gonna be a good NFL quarterback, Hays. He's pretty good. You know, unfortunately, he's more known for being Deion's son and all the flash and bash of Deion, and which I think might detract from it. But that kid's a pretty good player.
He is really good. Very polished. He throws a very layered
polished
ball. Like, if it needs to be with a little touch, he delivers 100%. That. If it's got to be the fastball, he's got a really good feel for it.
Polish is a great word. He is a very polished as college quarterbacks go, he is a very polished prospect, no question.
Bad news for North Carolina. They lose starting quarterback Max Johnson to a season-ending leg injury last night in a 1917 win over Minnesota. Johnson is the son of former Florida State quarterback Brad Johnson. He transferred to UNC from Texas A&M.
One of the coolest things I've seen from a broadcaster was how much that affected Brock Heward. Did you see that? Did you?
I wasn't watching when he got hurt.
The Brock Heward, the color commentator, who's very good, by the way, talked about. They showed Max's mom. And look, Max has had a journey now. He started at LSU and was an LSU quarterback for a while. I think he was the quarterback during the throw the shoe game. As a matter of
fact,
in Gainesville. So
yeah, one in the
started his career at LSU, transferred to Texas A&M, transferred again to North Carolina. The family's from North Carolina originally, so he's been all around. But I will tell you, so when he got hurt, they showed his mom, Brad's wife, who was going through a tough, very sad. They were in there together. And Brock Heward was so good. Hey, you need to go back and you'll find it on Twitter. How he broke up. He got him really emotional, and he talked about what a mom goes through. They talked about his mom, because she had 3 quarterbacks: Damon Heward, Brock Heward. I think there was the third one. So he said, "My mom was a quarterback. My mom was a mom."
We could play a little bit if you want to.
Do you have it?
Yeah.
I'd love. If you don't mind, I'm jumping out of my lane here, Hayes. But this is real. Listen to this. It's really good.
I told people before, my mom was a 3-time quarterback mom. It's a hard job. It's kind of like a pastor's wife. It can be a very lonely place. It really is. I mean, it is such a hard position. All eyes in this building. They're not judging a right guard or D end. Every eyeball judges a quarterback on every single play, and moms carry that weight.
I mean, it was really good, and he's right. And he's right. I'll tell a story about that in our next hour that I think is interesting. But it was sorry to see that. He's a kid that, by all accounts, a good dude. Just tried to find his home. He won the starting job at North Carolina under Mac Brown. Looked like he had found his home, and now gone for the year.
Yeah, tough story. Absolutely. Let's get into golf. Scotty Scheffler is in command at the Tour Championship. Went into the day with a 7-shot lead. Xander Schauffele has closed that, but Scheffler still has a 4-shot advantage. He is at 19 under, 3 under for today. Schauffele is at 15 under, 6 under for today. So a great round. Colin Morikawa in third place right now at 14 under, followed by Wyndham Clark at 13 under. So it should be a fantastic leaderboard. We'll see. There may not be a lot of drama. We'll see if Xander can close the gap, but Scheffler with a pretty commanding lead. But it has shrunk since they teed off at 2 o'clock.
Yeah, it's going to be it's a shame there's so much good football on, college football, because what a day of what a weekend of golf we look like we're headed for the final time until the players, really. In my mind, this is the final golf of note until
we don't have a Ryder Cup or anything.
Right,
like
so
that.
it's the final golf of note until they come to Ponte Vedra. In my mind, that's where we are.
That's right. We will get you out for the weekend on our musical nugget because Outkast Hey Ya turns 21 this week. The song was released this week back in 2003. Hey Ya would climb to number 1 on the Billboard Top 100 and stay there for 9 weeks. It was also the first song to reach 1 million downloads on Apple's iTunes. Great party song.
If I could tell you how many times my wife, walking around the house, would think, hey, ya. I mean, when it was out, for about 2 months, that was my wife's go-to. I mean, just walking around the house. Just that's all she did. She walked around the house singing this. My daughter was born in 92, so she'd have been, 11 or 12 at the time?
Yeah.
Mom, are you singing it again? I mean, that was our go-to. So great job on headlines as always.
Thank you.
We'll take a break. Pete Prisco waits on the other side talking to NFL, so stay with us.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Now you can watch 1010XL shows all day on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Brought to you by MyBookie. Experience Vegas from the comfort of your phone anytime, anywhere. Sign up today. Use promo code 1010XL. Now, another classic moment in Jags history.
Cook puts it down. Wright kicks it up. The 53-yarder is good! 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 What a magnificent ending in London!
1010XL, home of the Jaguars.
Jennifer Luxury has a new address in Jacksonville.
Oh, do tell, John.
Randy Marion Cadillac on Southside Boulevard. We've got over 40 Cadillac Lyrics in stock.
40? That's incredible. Any color you want?
You bet. Pick your color and drive away today. Plus, we're giving away a free home charger with every Lyric.
Fantastic. Anything else?
How about a car you'll never have to change the oil on?
No oil changes ever? Now that's luxury.
Randy Marion Cadillac, where Jacksonville meets luxury.
Visit us today on Southside Boulevard and tell them Jennifer sent ya.
I'm Holt Harrell with Harrell & Harrell. Choosing a law firm after an accident is an important decision. So how do you decide? With so many messages on air, I know it can all sound the same. At Harrell & Harrell, we believe what sets us apart is our commitment to you. When you've been injured in an accident, you need help from someone you know, someone you can trust. Harrell & Harrell, a name you know, a name you trust. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Offices, Jacksonville.
Frank Frangie here for Stanley Pools. You know, pool design has come a long way, and if your pool is outdated, Stanley Pools specializes in bringing older pools up to date for the whole family to enjoy. That's why I did it a few years ago, and man, I love the way my pool looks now after we added travertine pavers and so much else. Stanley Pools has been serving our community since 1988, so call them today at 269-7277 or find them online at StanleyPoolsFL.com. That's Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools.
Celebrate a new season.
Don't hold nothing back.
1010XL's college kickoff coverage is brought to you by Jenkins Genesis of Northeast Florida and Island Oaks RV Park.
Do not start celebrating too early.
On 1010XL.
Rejoice!
Have a group trip or company function soon? Mark Watson here with Hardball Creative.
Get busy ordering the t-shirts and other swag you'll need. It's easy with Hardball.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all. The restaurant of the day is Flame Broiler. Try the happy hour special, a mini chicken bowl with a drink for just $6.45. Order online at flamebroilerusa.com or check out one of 5 locations across town. Flame Broiler, simply healthy.
Hey gang, Hicken here for Zero Res. Man, it is hot outside this time of the year. Many of us are staying inside or going to the pool. Well, my friends at Zero Res are also heating things up. As you know, Zero Res does a great job of cleaning carpets and rugs, but they also clean luxury vinyl planking, tile and grout, fine stone and hardwood floors. And right now, the hottest price of the year, 25% off all hardwood cleaning. That's 25% off tile, LVP, fine stone, and hardwood floors. Zero Res, man, spell it forward. Zero Res, spell it back. It's the right way to clean.
Zero Res.
Hey Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
I'm here with Clayton Bromberg of Underwood Jewelers. Clayton, you are a 6th-generation jeweler. What kind of watch do you wear?
Frank, I think I've told this story 1,000 times. The watch I wear is a Rolex, and here's why. When my grandfather gave me a gift for graduating from college, he said, I want you to have something that you'll always remember me for. And he gave me a Rolex watch, and some 35 years later, it still runs and looks as good as it did the day I got it, a day I'll always remember. This might be the right time for you to create the same kind of memory, and nothing does it better than a Rolex from Underwood's. Whether it's a lady or a man's, the Rolex Oyster has the classic good looks and incredible durability and accuracy that make it the watch people want to own. And at Underwood's, all of our Rolexes come with a 5-year guarantee.
Underwood Jewelers in San Marco, in Avondale, and at the shops of Ponte Vedra. Underwood's, serving excellence since 1928. Underwood Jewelers.
Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Summer is here, which means it's time for road trips and family vacations. Frank Frangie here. Before you hit the road, make sure your car can handle the heat with a visit to Big Chief Tire. Their expert technicians will ensure your vehicle can handle the summer heat, from tire checks to AC services. Avoid the stress of a breakdown and travel with confidence. Visit BigChiefTire.com or call 904-932-0950 to schedule your summer checkup today. Big Chief Tire keeps Jacks rolling.
Hey, sports fans, this is Hays Carlyon for MyBookie. Oh, Gators, Canes, Georgia, Clemson, LSU, USC, Florida State, Georgia Tech, and, of course, Jaguars, Dolphins. It is here, and are you ready for the ultimate football season? Using MyBookie Sportsbook and Casino platform, you can bet on every game and win anytime, anywhere, straight from your mobile device. No app needed. Just click my link, sign up, and you're ready to rock. When you bet with MyBookie, you're not just watching the games, you're investing in every moment of action. I'll say it from experience, a few bucks on the line can turn any regular game into one of the most exciting of the season, because you don't have to bet very much. Don't forget to use promo code 1010XL when signing up to claim a $1,000 bonus on your first deposit. Again, promo code 1010XL. Get that bonus. Don't let that pass you by. Bet anything, anywhere, anytime, only with MyBookie. And don't forget that promo code 1010XL.
I'm Max Fink here with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. The UNF Athletic Department has released the men's basketball schedule for the 2024-2025 season. The Ospreys have some headliner games as they will be taking on South Carolina, Georgia, Georgia Tech, Nebraska, and Florida on the road. The River City Rumble dates will begin at Swisher Gym on February 1st before returning to UNF for their final meeting on February 20th. The Jumbo Shrimp fell 12-7 to the Norfolk Tides last night. They look to make one up tonight, sending Jeff Lidgren out on the bump with first pitch at 7:05. Stick around on 1010XL for Friday Night Lights action as we bring you Bishop Kenny versus Episcopal on 92.5 FM at 7 and Bowls traveling to Trinity Christian on 1010 AM at 7:30. It's 89 degrees at 5:04. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Time for all things Jaguars and NFL with Pete Prisco. The Prisco Report, presented by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles.
Showtime.
On The Frangie Show.
All right, our friends from Showtime, you know about them. Boy, they do a terrific job. They're located on Phillips at the end of Shad Road. Big store, all kind of collectibles. If you're a collector, I don't care what it is. I don't care who your team is. Shame on you if you haven't been in there. They've got those shows once a month. But even when they don't have one of those card shows going on and all those vendors in there, there's never a bad time to go in there. You can't believe the inventory, the volume, and some of the nicest people you'll ever know. So head in there. You can find out about them on all the social channels, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. But best of all, go into the store. You'll be awfully glad you did. Pete Prisco checks in. One last moment before we next time we do this, Pete, there'll be a game in the books. So NFL one time. How you doing, buddy? How are you?
Good. How are you guys?
Hey, man, we are fantastic. All right, let's get to a little bit of the news first before we look ahead. Mike McDaniel extended in Miami. I think he's a pretty good coach. What did you think of that news?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised, but I would say that it's about time he started beating teams with a winning record. I mean, he was 1-6 last year, and I think again the team reputation is that it's pretty and not tough. So I think he's got to change those. But I think from an offensive standpoint, I think he's brilliant. I love the way he calls a game. He's innovative. He's creative, and everybody loves offense. So I get it. I understand it. But he better win playoff games. It's about that time for him.
How do you think that Week 1 matchup is going to go, Jaguars-Dolphins?
A lot of points. I think you're going to see a lot of points. I think it's a tough matchup for Jacksonville because of the way the receivers can run. And, we know what Jacksonville wants to play a lot of, man-to-man coverage and be aggressive that way. So I think that's a tough matchup. But the flip side of that is I think they have an advantage up front. So maybe they can compensate for that by getting to the quarterback. The problem with that is he gets the ball out so fast. And I think you're going to see a lot of points because I think Jacksonville is going to be a good offense. And Miami's defense has some question marks, but I'm not sure they stop them. I do think Jacksonville will make the pick next week. I think they'll find a way, but I do think it's going to be high scoring.
All right, Pete. Was the Hays in the barn, as they say? Brandon Ayuk is extended. I don't think anybody's super surprised there. There's not many players out there yet who you don't know where they're going to play. The cuts have been made. Everybody's down to 53. After the preseason's over, I think we all think Kansas City's the team to beat. But beyond that, any storylines from the camp, from the preseason, anything change your mind as you look at players to watch, teams to watch? From 10,000 feet, now that the preseason's behind us, what are your main impressions of the NFL going in?
Well, I mean, again, we can't get anything from the preseason, so it's hard to evaluate that. But I think one of the things that a lot of people are sleeping on is the fact that the Jaguars division is going to be tough.
Right.
I mean, really across the board. I mean, and I'm a big believer in all the quarterbacks getting better. And if that happens, it's going to be a tough division. So I think that's one where most people are sleeping. I didn't like the Steelers, the way they handled the quarterback situation. The Steelers keep saying they're going to be that much better with Russell Wilson. You saw him in the preseason. Granted, it was only a preseason. He didn't even look good. So I'm worried about that. I think the holdout situation, you saw, with Trent Williams in San Francisco, and, what's his situation going to be? I think those are two things to keep an eye on. But the preseason, you're going to see a lot of young receivers, by the way, including the one in Jacksonville, making plays this year. I think this receiving class has a chance to be really special.
Were you surprised that Cleveland tripled down on Deshaun Watson by restructuring his deal? I mean, it creates a lot of salary cap space now, and that's great, but it also puts him with two just insanely high cap numbers and tons of dead money if he has another terrible year.
Well, and you would think, hey, why not extend the guy who's played a grand total of 12 games in 2 years? I mean, what the hell? I mean, I just don't understand why they did that unless they had an eye on something. And maybe, Ayuk, was he one of them? Who knows? Because they don't need the cap room right now. There's no reason for it. So I don't understand why you would lock yourself into that going into a season where I think he needs to play very well. He hasn't played well when he's been on the field. He flashed a little bit last year late in the season, and again, he's hurt again. I mean, he missed time in the preseason because he's banged up again, and that's always the major concern now with him is can he stay on the field? So would I have done that? Absolutely not.
All right, I'm going to ask you for an Elite Eight, if you will. Okay, the championship round before we get to the championship games. Give me 4 off the top of your head. 4 teams in the NFC, 4 teams in the AFC that you think will be the best of the group. Teams we should watch. The AFC part's probably a little easier, but 4 on the top of your head. 4 NFC, 4 AFC that we should watch as we get set to go into the season.
Well, I played it out, so I'll tell you who I had. I had the Chiefs, the Bills, the Jets, and who was my 4th team?
Ravens, maybe?
The
Ravens,
Jaguars.
You know, the Ravens.
Okay.
I did have the Jaguars in the playoffs, though.
Okay.
I did have that.
So you had so you had the Jets in that group, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the Jets are going to get in as a wild card behind Buffalo.
Okay.
Or was it Cincinnati was the 4th team? I'm sorry, it wasn't the Ravens. It was Cincinnati.
Okay.
Because I have them winning the division. Then in the NFC, it was San Francisco, Green Bay, Dallas, and because I think they're going to win the division. I'm worried about the Eagles a little bit because of what happened with the quarterback and the coach last year.
Yeah.
And then the Lions, I think it was the 4th team.
Okay.
As the wild card team.
Okay. So you went where I hoped you'd go with that 8, because here's my follow up to that. People love the Packers. Sell me, because I'm not there. I know Jordan Love got a bunch of money, and maybe he's going to be really good, but that happened too fast for me. I sell me on the Packers and him, because I'm not there yet, Pete.
Well, that's my Super Bowl champion pick, Frank.
And you're not alone, by the way. People have fallen in love with who they think the Packers are, but tell me why.
Well, here's why. The group of wide receivers they had last year, they barely were on the field together. And you saw bits and pieces of each one of them getting better and better and better. When they were on the field together, they're going to be dynamic in the passing game. The tight ends are both good. You know, Musgrave's going to have a big year. Kraft's good. They're going to have good tight ends. The offensive line is going to be bigger and stronger. They drafted the Morgan kid out of Arizona. He's going to play guard. They're going to be bigger, stronger up front. Now they got to stay healthy, obviously. And Love, is going to be a big-time quarterback. I think we saw that in the postseason. So flip it to the other side. They get rid of a defensive coordinator who didn't do a very good job there, switched over to a 4-3 with Jeff Hafley from BC. And I don't know Jeff Hafley, but everybody I talk to in the league thinks he's one hell of a coach. And they had Xavier McKinney. Stokes is back healthy again at the corner. Those guys can rush the passer. I really believe that as an entire team, they're the best. They're going to end up being the best team in the NFC. Now, their division's tough, so I don't think they'll get the 1 seed, but I do have them going to San Francisco and beat the 49ers in the championship game.
Who do you have Green Bay beating in the Super Bowl?
Buffalo.
Nice.
Everybody, look. Should I put the Chiefs in there? Or the Chiefs, if you pinned me down and said you're going to die tomorrow afternoon if you don't pick the right team, I'd probably pick the Chiefs.
Right.
But, I just think that it's so hard to three-peat. It's such a tough thing to do. Last year they were a mess, and they found a way, and maybe they're going to be a little bit better, but I think the AFC as a whole is tough to navigate. Not their division, but the AFC as a whole is going to be tough to navigate. I think somebody's going to get them and maybe upset him at Arrowhead playoffs.
All right, Pete Prisco checking in. Great job as always. Next week we'll talk all about Dolphins and Jags. But before I let you go, this did catch my attention. Our friend Matt Hays, who you've known for 90 years, and I have too, okay, wrote a fantastic column for USA Today, for whom he works now, his print job now, as well as working for us. He had a line in his column. Pete, did you see his column today in USA Today?
No.
Okay, he was talking all about Prime, and he got on Prime pretty hard, and I'm glad he did. It was a fantastic column. But he referred to the worst Power 4 team in the country is Arizona State University. So I said I have to have a rebuttal from Pete Prisco. Agree, disagree? A little strong? What do you think?
No, I can't argue that. They're picked
That's
last.
Perfect.
They're picked last in the Big 12. My gosh, how bad are you? They're bad. It's a bad football team, and it's just
honest guy.
It's amazing that school can't have a good football team. I just don't get it. I don't understand it. You should be able to compete in that conference, especially. You should be able to compete. And they can't. So, no, they're bad.
Pete is forever honest. I've known Pete for 35 years, and he is forever honest. Matt Hays called him Hays the worst He called them the worst Power 4 team in the country, and Pete Prisco, a proud alumnus, agrees. So there you go. All right.
By the way, your Gators might not be far behind.
Yeah, they're not very good. We'll know a lot more tomorrow, won't we? We'll find out because they're not what they once were either, brother. I hear you. So, hey, Pete, have a great weekend, man. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, guys. Take care.
All right. Pete Prisco checking in from CBSSports.com. Nobody knows the NFL better than my buddy Pete Prisco. I promise you that. It's great having him on. Always brought to you by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Are you ready for picks? Are you ready?
I am ready.
Okay.
Is
JJ ready? What do you think? He's not. I mean,
I think I don't feel ready.
He does. Listen, let me tell you what JJ's got. JJ's got grits and spicy sausage at Mom La Selva's tomorrow morning. Yeah. He's got bigger fish to fry than our little picks contest. But when we come back, our picks are brought to you by Sunshine Turf. We'll have our first round of picks. It'll be a lot of fun. That's next. Stay with us.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Living life on the edge of your seat.
Are you kidding me?
Your front row seat for play-by-play.
Break it free, they're not going to catch you.
1010XL.
Frank Frangie here. These days, it's hard to know which companies to trust. When it comes to banking, I trust South State Bank. South State truly values its customers, and they work hard to create meaningful, lasting relationships. I love going into my local branch. I see the same smiling faces I've seen for years. South State is the largest bank headquartered in Florida, so they're able to offer all the banking services you need. You can trust South State Bank. Banking forward. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Do the Garber wiggle, Garber wiggle, 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 Garber wiggle.
At Garber Auto Mall, we can wiggle it. Best price, we can wiggle it. Best trade value, we can wiggle it. Best payment, we can wiggle it. Ford, Chevy, Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. With 8 American brands, we can wiggle it. Visit us in Green Cove Springs or online at GarberAutomall.com. And remember, at Garber Auto Mall, there's always a little room for wiggle.
Do the Garber wiggle, Garber wiggle, 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 Garber wiggle.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
Mia here. Are you ready for the ultimate college football season? Using MyBookie Sportsbook and casino platform, you can bet on every game and win anytime, anywhere, straight from your mobile device. No app needed. Just head on over to mybookie.ag, sign up, and you're ready to rock. When you bet with MyBookie, you're not just watching the games, folks. You're investing in every moment of the action. I'll say it from experience. A few bucks on the line can turn any regular game into one of the most exciting of the season. Literally, every catch, every sack, and every touchdown is another way to hit pay dirt using MyBookie. Don't forget to use promo code 1010XL when you sign up in order to claim up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere, only with MyBookie. And don't forget that promo code 1010XL.
Bueller Air and Plumbing presents Are You Cool?
Today's challenger, an asphalt marketer from Jacksonville, Florida. Meet Sheldon Fish. Today's category, air conditioner repair experts in Jacksonville, Florida.
Oh, I bet it's going to be Bueller.
Your question. Unlike Jacksonville, the Sahara Desert has a complete lack of air conditioner repair experts. What kind of camels do they ride?
That's not really a question about air conditioner repair.
5 seconds.
But that's a camel question.
Pick a camel, Sheldon.
Arabian dromedary. That's right, Sheldon. Like the majestic Arabian dromedary, the skilled technicians at Bueller Air and Plumbing can repair any make and model of air conditioner the same day you call, making sure you are cool. They don't spit, do they?
No, but Steve, the new guy, has a bit of a hump.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
When you're hungry for midday sports talk, share a table with helmets and heels.
It's a bad idea to travel on an empty stomach.
Mia, Lauren, and Taylor. We like hungry.
Switched on by First Coast Lighting and Fans.
Noon to 2 weekdays on 1010XL.
This is Chelsea with Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors. Here's what people are saying about working with us.
Installers were professional, courteous, and efficient.
Great customer service. On time, explained the process, and walked me through the installation. Amazing team.
Our experience with Renewal by Anderson was outstanding from the beginning to end.
Renewal by Anderson, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit rbafla.com.
License number CGC 1527613.
Renewal by Anderson, custom windows and doors.
Brackish Vodka, the official vodka of UNF Athletics, 100% made in Jacksonville, is available at all local liquor stores. Visit Browdy's, Total Wine, ABC, Shores, Golden, Sahara's, Golden Ox, and more. Drink our gluten-free San Francisco Spirit award-winning vodka and see why it's the smoothest vodka you can buy. When you drink Brackish Vodka, you support all of our local employees and all the money stays in Jacksonville. Drink Brackish Vodka and live life slightly salty. Proud partner of the Jaguars.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text LION to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text LION to 42424. That's LION to 42424.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Now back to a Big Chief Tire Friday on The Frangie Show. Big Chief Tire. Visit BigChiefService.com.
It's still a crime that we don't have this.
It's an atrocity.
But I will tell you, our picks contest is here. It is brought to you by Sunshine Turf. Give Caleb a call today, 904-892-0580. They provide the highest quality artificial grass installation. Let me tell you this. They've done so much work for us at our baseball park. If you want a putting green in your yard, if you want a kid's playground, people are going to turf everywhere, and they do a fantastic job. Sunshine Turf, 904-892-0580. Let's get right to it. We're going to pick 8 games a week, all college games. Most of these will be easy picks. We'll pick a lot of the same teams because there weren't a lot of good games. But I'm going to start with the newbie, Hays Carlyon. J.J. LaSelva, he was a former third baseman, played in on the grass a lot at Ocala Forest. You know, they kind of dared to slap him by him.
That's actually all that is actually true. Because I was sort of slower.
Well, then you'll never hear it again.
Right. It may be the only true thing I say all year, so keep it on tape. J.J. LaSelva, he's from Ocala Forest. Vatek at Vandy. Straight up.
Hokies.
Hokies on the road. Hays Carlyon, he hails from the Bowl School. Gunner on that Corky Rogers Bulldogs football team.
Oh, yeah. They love that 4-9-9-9-40 time. Let's go with Virginia Tech because I'm not sure Vanderbilt is ever going to win another football game in an NIL world.
Hard to go against that one. Back to Hays Carlyon. Penn State on the road. They call it the backyard brawl, Carlyon.
Well, don't you make a pick?
Oh, I like the Hokies too. My bad.
Okay.
I just said, yeah.
I'm like, wow, this is an interesting segment.
It is the Hokies too. I kind of assumed that, but okay. West Virginia is at home against Penn State.
I like the Mountaineers.
Oh, I love that.
West Virginia rises up and stuns the Nittany Lions.
Like we don't have energy for this weekend. Like we don't have energy here. I'm going to go with the Nittany's, J.J. LaSelva.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Penn State. I believe Allard's still there, right? So
I love that pick by you. I love it. The respect right now, the respectometer is flying off the chart for you right now. Stanford is at home against TCU. I'm going to take TCU on the road, J.J. LaSelva.
Yeah, new to the ACC, Stanford, but I'll go with the Horned Frogs here.
Stanford at home.
This is a football game and not like a men's water polo match. I'm going to take TCU.
TCU
over Stanford.
On the road. Yes, they are. All right. Let's go to this one. How about on Sunday night, I think? Louisiana State.
Oh, yes.
At home. against.
I think it's in Vegas.
Oh, it is
Yes,
in Vegas. My
yeah.
bad. Louisiana State against, don't call me Southern Cal, USC, Hays Carlyon.
I'm going to go SEC here. I think LSU is going to rip them apart.
I'm coming with you. LSU for me as well, J.J. LaSelva.
Yeah, I still think LSU's defense is probably going to be pretty terrible, but they can't be as bad as last year. I like Nussmeier. I'll go with LSU.
LSU across the board. I like it. I like it. I like it. Texas A&M is at home against Notre Dame. Here's what I'm going to do. I think y'all are all picking Notre Dame. I think Notre Dame's better, but we need to mix it up a little bit. I'll go with the Aggies at home. Hays Carlyon.
I am going to take Notre Dame.
Okay, Notre Dame. And J.J. LaSelva.
Yeah, I'm actually going to go with the home team. Notre Dame didn't impress me at all last year. I know they had a decent record, but I'm going with Texas A&M. Not like Texas A&M did, but I'm going with the new coach, the new vibes. I'm going with the Aggies.
You could get a couple game picker-uppers. Yeah, look
Here
at
we
you.
go.
There's a guy not afraid to take a lead. You can't be afraid to be out front. 2 more to go on Monday night in Tallahassee, Florida, in the Panhandle, the capital city. Florida State at home against Boston College, J.J. LaSelva.
Florida State handles business and reminds everyone that they're still a pretty decent program.
Hays Carlyon.
Totally agree. I think the Noles are going to be livid, and I think it is going to be a long night for BC.
I'm going to take FSU, but I think it's a closer game than people think. 2 to go in Atlanta. Hot Atlanta. High noon is what it is. The Georgia Bulldogs. The Clemson Tigers, J.J. LaSelva.
I think Georgia wins and covers. Probably like a 20-point win for the Bulldogs.
I think I like them easy too, Hays.
I think Carson Beck really announces his Heisman Trophy candidacy with a very efficient, productive game. I like the Georgia Bulldogs to roll.
And finally, in the swamp, Alachua County, North Central Florida. Hot, sweltering day. Carlyon in one of his swanky sweet boxes. LaSelva in the stands.
Yep. Where I belong.
Where he belongs.
By the trough.
He's by the trough.
I'm only in there because of my friends.
That's all right.
I have nothing to do with it.
I don't have friends like that. I'm also with friends.
Rooting for the Canes. J.J. LaSelva from Ocala Vanguard. Who do we like here?
I'm going with the Gators. I've been saying it for months. Yeah. I just think it's too soon for Miami to be in sync to play at a place like this. I think it's low scoring. 24-21, Gators.
Hays Carlyon from the Moss Point Grill, a maitre d' and cook all at the same time.
That's right.
Florida
the
and
house
Miami.
Wine tonight is delightfully articulate Chablis.
Oh, I love that Chablis. Who do you like?
Trey Smack hits a 52-yard walk-off field goal. Gators win 26-24.
I like the Gators in a very close one as well. Now, listen, if you're listening for the first time, don't be discouraged. We all picked a lot of the same teams. It won't be like this. We just didn't have any good games. I mean, the reality is there's other than maybe Notre Dame, and there weren't very many close ones. Penn State, yeah. So don't be discouraged. But there you go. Those are our picks. The Gators, we all like them over the Hurricanes. We all like Georgia to win. Notre Dame, and I thought you would both go Notre Dame, so I took A&M. Hays Carlyon likes Notre Dame on the road. JJ and I are taking the Aggies at home. We all like LSU and TCU and FSU. Hays Carlyon, he hails from the Bowl School. He likes West Virginia at home to hold serve against Penn State, and we all like the Hokies. Those are our picks. Once again, brought to you by our friends at Sunshine Turf. Caleb and company do such a good job. They are the folks to go to when you want to turf in your backyard, and I promise you they do an absolutely fantastic job. We're getting closer.
We are.
When you put the first picks contest in the books, you are off and running, as they say.
Right. Here
off
we go.
And running.
I was just like walking around the house just smiling today.
Yeah, same.
I was cooking my ass off in the kitchen for tomorrow, but I was just like, you know what? This time of year, it's so great.
Same. I was in a good mood. I did nothing today. I mean, I got up and did. I told JJ
the American dream.
I got up today. I've got some. We like all of us. We got the Jags and we got we got this TV stuff to walk off, and you got all this. And we all got all this. And I said, I woke up today. And true story, I wake up early because old people wake up early. That's what we I used to sleep in forever. So I woke up.
Like how early do you get up?
Well, I try 7:30,
okay.
But I woke up even earlier because I went to bed early because again, old people go to bed early. So I couldn't stay up for the game. So I woke up at about 7:15, and I couldn't get back to sleep. So I woke up and did I read some emails and blah blah blah. Suzanne was still in bed, dog was still in bed. 8:00, laid back down. The layback down is fantastic. Awesome. There's nothing better. You give me the good layback down.
An 8 a.m. nap?
Yeah,
I mean, that is
that
what
good?
America's
You doggone right
wow,
it is.
If you can get a nap in before 9 a.m.
And I was out like a damn light, too, okay? I was it was an 8 a.m. nap. I mean, I got up at 6:45, and I just was wide awake and wired. But I'm like JJ. I've been grinning all day. I hung out, laid by the pool a little bit, hopped into the pool today. Did nothing productive. I told my walk-off staff, I'm not around. I'm not doing anything productive today. I just said, there's nothing. We're not doing anything productive. So I've been in a good mood.
And I can imagine tomorrow will be a much of the same.
Yeah,
a lot of couch hanging.
A lot of ball to watch. But that's exactly.
What a day.
I'm really jealous. I'm not kidding. I'm jealous of you guys because I'm looking at this beautiful picture of the swamp someone just sent out. Maybe Florida sent it out, and I'm wishing I'm not above finding my way into one of those suites.
Yeah.
Okay, I could find my way.
Frank also has rich friends.
It only takes one, JJ. Right. It doesn't be friends. It can be friend.
True that.
But I might find my way.
But the one thing about not going to the game is you get to watch Georgia. You get to watch Texas A&M.
That's right.
We kind of are just stuck in the parking lot.
True, but I'm still jealous. Yeah. I'm still. I'd be lying if I said I wouldn't. I'd be lying if I said, "Oh, I got it better than you guys. I get to watch." No, I'm jealous of both of you. I really am. Let's take a break. One last time, we'll wrap the program by talking all about the specifics of this game. It's the one we're all talking about. We'll wrap the program after this. It's 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update, brought to you by Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
The NFL season will begin next week. Thursday night, September 5th, the Kansas City Chiefs will take on the Baltimore Ravens. And also Friday night, September 6th, the Philadelphia Eagles will meet the Green Bay Packers in Sao Paulo, Brazil. The Chiefs are the favorites to win the Super Bowl at plus 550 as they attempt to become the first team to win 3 straight Vince Lombardi trophies. San Francisco is plus 600 to win the championship. Baltimore is plus 1,100. The Detroit Lions, who've never appeared in the Super Bowl, plus 1,200. Philadelphia plus 1,300. Houston plus 1,500. This update brought to you by Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning, a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1010XL.
Hon, what do you say we go to the supermarket today?
Again? Weren't we just there yesterday?
Well, yeah, but it's just so nice and cool in there.
Why don't we just get our air conditioning fixed?
Can we afford it?
We can with Duck Air Conditioning. They offer financing.
Oh, cool.
Yes, it will be.
Beat the Florida heat with Duck Air Conditioning. Jacksonville area's AC experts. Repairs to new installations. Trust the Duck to keep your cooling costs low. DuckDuckAC.com.
Frank Frangie here. This summer, happiness is a new Chevy, like a new Chevy Silverado from Nimnick Chevrolet. This month, you can save up to $10,000 off a new Silverado. For well-qualified buyers, you can get rates as low as 1.9% financing on all new Silverado 1500 models. Your perfect truck is waiting for you at Nimnick Chevrolet. Shop online at nimnickchevy.com or visit the dealership located at the corner of Park Street and Cassett Avenue. Who's got more new Silverados at the best prices? Nobody but Nimnick Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
This is Hays Carlyon for Harold and Harold. I was at lunch with my good friend Holt, and he was telling me that sometimes a lawyer can get more from a case than their own client. I was surprised to hear this, but Holt said that doesn't happen with Harold and Harold. They'll never take a fee that is greater than their own client. When they say they treat their clients as a person and not a file, they mean it. Hopefully you won't need them, but if you're ever injured, call Harold and Harold at 904-251-1111. That's 904-251-1111.
Are you tired of having a plain and boring backyard? Really want to impress your family and friends this year? Then stop by Stone Core on Phillips Highway. Imagine hosting guests at your new outdoor kitchen, relaxing by your custom-built fireplace under a brand new pergola. Stone Core can also remodel your old pool deck and beautiful new pavers. Make your backyard wishes a reality. Visit Stone Core on Phillips Highway and let's get started at stonecore.co. We do outdoors better.
It's a Monday morning must.
We actually found it!
Yes. Hall of Fame Monday with Tony Baselli. Brought to you by Heritage Roofing of North Florida. Monday mornings at 7:20 with Dan and Jeff on the drill on 1010XL.
Calling all fans of Duval to downtown Las Vegas during the game against the Silver and Black. This is Lauren Brooks from Helmets and Heels. Join us at Circa Resort and Casino this December for the Jacksonville Game Day Getaway featuring an incredible all-in package. Get a 3-night stay at Circa, $200 food and beverage credit, plus a day bed at Stadium Swim. With 6 temperature-controlled pools and a massive screen, it's the world's largest hot tub party. The all-in package is only available until August 30th, so act now. To book and to join the Heels in Vegas, visit circalasvegas.com today.
This is Corona Premier. It's the light beer you didn't know was a light beer. Until right. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Now, Corona Premier, an unexpectedly light beer.
Hey, Hickett here. I want to talk skin along with my friends at Beach's Dermatology, reminding you to wear your sunscreen. Football season is back, baby. And with that, days under that bright sun. So when you load up that truck for the game day tailgate, or the chairs for your kids' flag games, or even the boat heading downtown to watch our Jags, make sure you bring the screen. Sunscreen, that is. It's a must here in Duval. But if you have any concerns right now, give Beach's Dermatology a call online at beachesdermatology.com.
Hey everybody, Mike Dempsey here, and let me give it to you straight. Here's what happened. One day at the radio station, a big shout out to Greg, by the way, he tells me about his new weight loss client entering Jacksonville. He knew I'd been griping about my weight and thought it'd be perfect for me. My response, yes, please. So I ended up on a call with Paige, the owner of Awaken 180 Weight Loss. By the end of that call, my only question was, what's the catch? Awaken 180 sounded too good to be true. Eat to lose weight? No meds? No workouts? Really? Paige just smiled through the phone and said, there is no catch, Mike. Awaken 180 works. I was skeptical, but intrigued. But after the first week, I was sold. I dropped 9.5 pounds that week, and 26 pounds later, I reached my goal. The amazing part, and a main reason I chose Awaken 180, the weight has stayed off. If losing weight is your goal, I suggest having the same conversation I had with Awaken 180. Schedule yours today at awaken180weightloss.com.
Have you tried golfing at the improved Cimarron Golf Club? If you haven't, tell you what, you're missing out on the best deal in Jacksonville. Now, many of you have received a postcard in the mail, and of course, if you bring that with you, $45 plus tax to play. That includes a cart, lunch, and a beer at the brand new Stone Barrel Tap House. Now, go to the website, that is CimarronGolfClub.com, and sign up for the Wild One Loyalty Program. That's the Wild One Loyalty Program, and get all of these specials emailed to you from Cimarron.
Our most popular meat combo is ready to grill this season. Pounds and pounds of marinated steak tips and chicken, fresh ground beef, and homemade sausage. Just ask for the sampler combo.
For tasty tips and juicy breasts, choose Southern Steer Butcher.
Electricians, innovators, and tech enthusiasts, listen up. Miller Electric is shaping the future, and we want you to be a part of it. From healthcare and data centers, corporate offices, aviation, and industrial facilities, Miller Electric is powering the most exciting projects in Jacksonville and beyond. We offer not just a job, but a thrilling career with great pay and incredible benefits. Visit us at millercareers.com to apply. Miller Electric, where your skills meet our vision, and equal opportunity employer.
This is Dr. Michael Iorio, internal medicine physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jaguars, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
General Manager Trent Baalke is feeling very confident in his pass rush after making his 53-man roster official. Injuries are bound to happen, and Baalke feels good about the depth pieces he has.
We feel good about the group again. We've got 3 guys that have played a lot of football. There's always a chance for injury. And I don't care how many guys you have. Guys go down, the next man's got to come up. But we feel good about that rotation. We got some guys on the inside that can flex outside. So there's some flexibility with the way the roster was constructed.
An additional bonus is the versatility defensive coordinator Ryan Nielsen's coaching style is. He has many players rotating and playing more than one position. I'm Max Fink with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars Update.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Now the cool down with Donovan Air, Electric and Plumbing. Keeping Jack's cool since '87.
All right, where have we been today? We just did our picks. That's where we've been. Picks contest is underway. Hays Carlyon going out on a limb already, trying to take an early lead. That part is for sure. Matt Paulus,
Go Mountaineers.
Matt Paulus stopped by to talk about concussions. And our first, we won't have Matt on a regular basis. We'll certainly check in with him from time to time. One of the good guys on the program. We certainly appreciate that. Pete Prisco was here to talk NFL. He loves the Green Bay Packers to win it all. How about that?
Wow. Over the Bills.
Yeah, yes, he does. He's always loved the Bills. He's a Bills guy.
Yeah,
He's
that's
Josh
true.
Allen, Bills guy. So, but Pete does a great job. Great having him here. And we talked an awful lot of Florida, Miami, and a weekend in college sports. That's our cool down. That is where we have been today as we get ready to wind this thing down. I'm very surprised, by the way. I did not see this coming. I thought I have had no text now. Anyone inviting me to a suite or a club seat? I can't. I thought
It's early.
I thought, well, it's early. I thought my phone would be blowing up. I've been looking at it. You got good service, right? Is there service down?
Let's see.
Service in there. You got
bar here.
yeah, I got a bunch of bars. I was hoping. I thought maybe I didn't have any bars, but so there is.
It probably helps when you know the old AD and the current AD.
I probably have a seat.
You might have.
I might have a seat.
Some good connections to the University of Florida.
I might have a seat if I decide to go.
Yeah.
That's correct. There's a chance I could probably find somewhere to sit. It's kind of nice. But you're exactly right. All right, one last time. We've talked about it ad nauseum. We all think Florida wins. We all think it's a close game. I would pick Miami if it was in Miami.
I would too.
And
I would pick Miami if it was in any other city other than Gainesville, Florida.
Same. Neutral site game in Orlando.
Yeah, I'm
or
taking
Tampa,
Miami.
I would have taken Miami in this game. I think the one thing I wonder about, and I do think Cam Ward's going to be very good, but I've said it all along. How good will he be in this game, in this stadium, playing with new teammates that he's never played in a football game with before, practiced with, been around a long time, gotten to know. I think Shannon Dawson, by the way, was a very good coordinator. He's today's new graduated from the Big 12 and shows up in another league and throws it all over the lot type guy. That Hal Mumme, it's really we give Mike Leach, God rest his soul, credit, but Hal Mumme started it all. Mike Leach was the coordinator at Kentucky under Hal Mumme, and they created this air whatever. And every one of these guys, from Dana Holgerson to Lincoln Riley and then all the way down, all the guys in that tree, they're ultimately under the air raid tree. They're ultimately under Hal Mumme, and Hal's the one that created all of this. And Shannon Dawson is one of them. And so he's got the right coach, and I think Cam Ward is going to be a really, really good player. I think he'll be one of the best players in college football this year. But I will be interested to see how he does with new teammates in a stadium that is just deafening. I wouldn't want to play them in his fifth game, but I would think in his first game.
Look, it's not out of the realm of possibility that they don't meet again. I mean, who's to say Miami could lose this game but still win the ACC and be a 4 seed or maybe higher? And who knows, if Florida can go 9-3 with this schedule, they're probably going to be in. So who knows? We might even in this era of the 12-team playoff, it seems unlikely, but maybe we'll be looking at Gators Canes Part 2 down the road. And I would think the Canes would be the game the Canes would get, because I agree with you. I think Cam Ward is going to be a superstar. So it's by the time you get to November, December, I think he's going to be significantly better than Graham Mertz. But tomorrow, I think Graham Mertz is probably going to be better than Cam Ward. Now, again, Miami's ground game is strong. They're good in the trenches. Cam Ward may be able to only throw it 17 times in a Miami win. But my guess is Florida will slow it enough to where Cam Ward's going to have to put the ball up. And my guess is he's going to give Florida a couple opportunities, and then it's just do the Florida defenders, make the interception.
And we have said this. You and I have said this throughout the week, and certainly emphasized it when the program began today. Is I think I really think Graham Mertz is a good player. I think he's a very good player, and if he stays healthy, we'll have a very good year. I think there's enough weapons. They're not great weapons, but I do think Montrell Johnson's going to play. I like the backups. I like their room. I think with Trey Wilson leading the charge and the 2 transfers, I think the receivers are okay. They may not be great, but there's enough. I think the back 7 of the defense will be better than it's been in a while. Are the 2 lines of scrimmage good enough? For me, it's the defensive line, but you made a great point. I heard you saying it in counter to my point when we started the program. Boy, that offensive line doesn't hold up. Nothing matters either. You're right. And so that's the question we all have about, is Jake Slaughter really the best center on your roster?
Right.
Is the fact that Des Watson might start the game at defensive line. Austin Barber, who's from here in Trinity and is a good player. I don't know if he's a great player, and he's your left tackle. You talked about right tackle. Brandon Crenshaw Dixon, the transfer who started so many games at San Diego State, they thought was a shoe-in to be the right tackle, got beat out by Cameron Waits. Now, Cameron Waits is a guy that's got great potential. He's 6'8", 350, and a good athlete. He's never played.
Right.
And so he wins the job. I'm not sure that's a good thing. I think I'd rather have the guy that's 23 years old.
I would agree.
Win the job, and he got beat out. So
Right.
that concerns me.
And your right guard was an atrocious right tackle last year.
Great point.
So can he go from being an atrocious right tackle,
Damian George you're talking about?
Yeah, to a quality right guard? That seems to be a big leap for me.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy basically either false started or held on a third of his plays or just got beat. So how is he going to hold up at right guard? I mean, Napier is seemed to speak with confidence about the group, but I think the offensive line is a massive concern for Florida.
And do you agree with me that so is the defense?
I do. I don't think you're wrong at all. I think that, again, you make the point about Justice Boone. I mean, he's coming off an ACL.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
So and he's the guy that I think they're hanging their hat on.
And it's not like he was a 5-star
correct
before he got there. He's the
this
edge.
isn't Alex Brown.
Correct. So that's my biggest concern at all. If the defensive line of scrimmage is not very good, nothing else matters.
Right.
Because Miami's got really good backs. Joe Z was telling me off the air that they've got as good, and JJ, you'll appreciate this. Joe and I talked off the air, not just what he said. This group of backs might be as good as they've had in 10 years. I mean, the running backs. I don't even know who they are, JJ, but they're good.
Well, the one that they brought in from Oregon State's supposed to be the starter this year. But, yeah, they had a kid last year who was a freshman who was coming back. They were so stacked that they basically were able to tell the kid, I forget his name, from Ole Miss, to bounce. And he was like a really, really solid running back. That's never a problem area for the Hurricanes.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And this year is right in line because so the point being they have a good line.
And like special teams. Now Florida returns its kicker and punter.
Right. Who are both pretty good.
I don't know about Miami's.
Yeah. Their kicker's amazing. And it's Borregales, his brother.
Okay. And what about punter?
I have no idea. They don't have that Australian kid anymore. I know that.
And
with all the tats.
Is it the return guy? Is it Restrepo or?
I don't know if he'll be returning.
He's not a return guy.
Sometimes he is.
Yeah. So, but Miami's got a good team. That's the point. The point is if Florida doesn't hold up at the line of scrimmage.
And look, based on the history of these two coaches, one of them is going to make a catastrophic blunder.
That's what history. That's what the.
And it's just which one is it going to be?
Yeah.
I mean, is it and they maybe they each will make one.
Right.
But chances are one of these two teams is not going to play a very clean game tomorrow. And that's I think probably going to be the story of the game.
Like someone drops a punt snap or a punt gets blocked.
I think so too.
Well, right. Or you spend two timeouts in the first 4 minutes of the third quarter, and then you need the timeouts late, and you don't have them, and you lose the game because of that. You can't get the ball back. So, that's the kind of thing that with Napier and with Cristobal, you just don't know. I mean, you just don't know from a game management standpoint, is there going to be a snafu on either side that is going to greatly shape the outcome?
Yeah, and listen, that as we get set here, that'll be a big part of the game because in games like that, you always pay. I watched the FSU Georgia Tech game without really caring who won and thinking, I was watching with a buddy of mine, I said, whoever drops a punt, whoever has the unforced error is going to lose this game. You could tell halfway through the first quarter, certainly a quarter and a half in, that it was that game. It was the game that whoever drops the punt is going to lose the game. Now, nobody dropped the punt. Georgia Tech had some near misses. Georgia Tech had 2 fumbles. By the way, one play in that Georgia Tech game, FSU punted, and the guy caught it right.
I don't know how he caught the ball.
How he didn't fumble that play?
Because it was a great hit.
I mean,
and it's at the 10-yard line.
And I mean, the minute he caught it, how the Georgia Tech guy didn't fumble that was
it's
amazing.
Incredible.
Yeah.
And then they went 90 yards.
And they went 90 yards on that series. So it's going to be a fantastic game to watch, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Look at this guy.
Well, working late, isn't he?
How about this?
Have you heard that the award-winning college show is now
I might
at night?
have to change.
Have you heard what's happened here?
I might have to change my plans for tonight.
Well, I guess so. I
didn't realize.
I hope you have a radio on. So I think that's exactly right. Let's say hello to a new guest.
Now, the 2-minute drill brought to you by Injury Care Centers. Discover BioTarget Regenerative Therapy, a safer drug-free solution for lasting pain relief. Visit GoBioTarget.com.
buddy Matt Hays is in the house. How are you, brother?
Gene, we can't make out tonight from 6 to 7. I've got to listen to the college football kickoff. Is there any doubt you're telling Gene that?
There's no doubt. There's absolutely no doubt.
We can't make out
locked
tonight.
in.
That is perfect. Hey,
am I nuts for taking West Virginia over Penn State?
That's a dangerous spot for Penn State.
Okay.
That's in a lot of points, too.
Let me update you on my buddy Matty. First of all, you hear him every day with Joe, of course, and just got a brand new writing gig with USA Today.
Congratulations!
I will embarrass. I love embarrassing Matt, so let me embarrass him. He won't say it. I'll say it. He's probably the best college writer out there going. McMurphy's really good. Dennis is good. Staples is good. Pat Forty's good. But that is a win of all wins for USA Today. I mean that. It really is. It
Too
is
kind. Thank you.
It is a win of all wins. So, and to jump on the bandwagon, because I'm not afraid, we're now going to grab him, and he's going to be on with us every Tuesday talking exclusively SEC football. So I'm excited about that too. So, but tonight is the kickoff show. Tell us about it. Well, it's been on Saturdays in the past. Tell us about it.
It's been on Saturdays in the past. We moved to prime time.
Yeah.
Because, Steve Griffin realized, look, show's got to be in prime time.
Doggone right.
That's what it's all about, man.
So tell me what you got coming
Fired up. We are going to talk Canes and Gators, man.
Oh,
and we're
my
going to talk a full weekend of ball. Look, we waited 8 months for this.
Yeah.
This high expiration sport of ours, and it's here now, baby. It's here and it's on, and we are going to go for 60 minutes. It's going to be a fun ride. JJ and I, by the way.
It'll be college football talk tonight. Hey, and I love that. Did you pick it? Did you pick it yet? Did you pick it? I'm sure you picked it on prime time. You didn't pick it on prime time?
I'm holding out on the college football show.
You know what I love? Hey, sorry, Joe Coward.
I'm just going to sit in the stands right here. You got bleachers right here.
He told Joe Coward, I'm not scooping myself for you, okay? You can just hold on and wait. That's what I love that.
Is this every Friday night?
Every Friday night.
That's awesome.
So we'll kick off the college football weekend right here at 6 o'clock every Friday. I'm excited. But I've heard the show, and you do a great job at the show. So it's a lot of college football talk. You'll certainly talk about Clemson, Georgia. A&M, LSU. You'll touch on all of those, but I'm guessing it's going to be a lot of Florida.
USC, LSU, A&M, Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Georgia and Clemson are playing. Yeah. And no one's even talking about it.
I know it. Does BC hang around with the Noles or no?
Look, I think there'll be a little residual. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
But I think Mike's going to get them ready. Mike Norvell's a really good coach.
He is.
They're very good on the lines of scrimmage, and they were outplayed. They were outplayed by Georgia Tech. They were whipped.
No doubt.
And I think they'll play a lot better this week.
All right, have fun. Break a leg. Break a leg, folks. That'll do it for our program. JJ, enjoy your trip down there. But I hope you're miserable at 7 o'clock. But I hope you have a great time every other moment. Have a wonderful time. I know JJ's excited about his trip down there. You, Hayes, enjoy it as well. And I hope you're happy at 7 o'clock.
Thank you, sir.
But have a great time, folks. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your Labor Day weekend. We'll be back in here Tuesday, wrapping that up and getting ready for Dolphins and Jags. For Hayes and for JJ, I'm Frank Frangie. Don't go anywhere. Matt's up next with the College Football Kickoff Show. This is 1010XL and 92.5 FM.